What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video, and today, this is my fourth video of the day actually. I'm going to be discussing Andreas Johnsson. It looks like the Toronto Maple Leafs and Johnsson are closing in on a 4-year contract extension. Earlier on, the Leafs have made some big moves today, and now that the draft for the Leafs is over, they just traded their 7th round pick this year for a 7th round pick next year with the St. Louis Blues. The Leafs did a lot today, and I know a lot of people are like, well, why is a 1st round pick being attached to Marleau? This, that, and the other. Guys, the window is still open, and the Leafs made a big move. Kyle Dubas deserves a lot of credit for the move he made, and multiple moves he's made, because now, instead of having a Patrick Marleau style player getting old and, you know, has a high cap hit for not doing as much as younger players can do, he did quite a bit. The Leafs have 2 players now that are much younger and were obviously with the team last year but needed extensions. Kasperi Kapanen's deal is pretty much in a lock. I made that video if you want to check that out. And Andreas Johnsson, it looks like he's closing in on a 4-year deal, likely between $3.25 million and $3.5 million. So keeping those guys pretty cheap, him and Kapanen, though, that's pretty significant. You're trading a Marleau contract for a Johnsson and Kapanen, which clearly makes a lot more sense for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, Johnsson, just like Kapanen, had his coming out party this past season. 24 years old, scored 20 goals, 43 points for the Leafs, and he looked really good playing with Austin Matthews. I would imagine that you'll probably see him with Matthews and probably Nylander. It looks like they're going to have him back on the wing. That line being together could be very good. So just some additional news that TSN posted. After being drafted in the 7th round by Toronto, Johnsson has spent 3 seasons playing with Frölunda and Frölunda HC, and 2 seasons with the Toronto Marlies before cracking the Leafs roster in 2017. And we all know Johnsson was a huge part of the Calder Cup win for the Marlies. After playing 9 games in the NHL during the 2017-18 season, Johnsson signed a 1-year, $787,500 contract to stay in Toronto. The Swedish winger has 22 goals and 46 points in 82 career NHL games. Now, of course, a couple of those points came from his short stint. Most of those are just from last season. He's quick. He's a guy that can get in a lot of people's faces. He's a bit of a pest, and I'm pretty sure that the Toronto Maple Leafs and the rest of Leaf fans, including myself, are pretty pumped about this contract. $3.25 million and 3.5 AV. If it is 4 years, then you're buying one of his UFA years, which is huge for the Leafs. And you got to remember, by the time this 3-4 years is up, whether or not the deal has worked, it's cheap enough if the Leafs need to move on from it. It's the same thing with Kapanen. They'll be able to do it. And I don't think they'll have to, but the cap will be so much different. It'll be way higher in 3 or 4 years. We've seen it not really advance too much this year, but it's going to in the next couple of years, especially with a new team coming into the league. So getting rid of Marleau's contract, his cap hit, and then making sure that you're getting deals with Johnsson and Kapanen done are significant for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and getting a Marner deal done is the next thing up. The Marner deal probably will be announced first, more than likely, because, well, if it happens, of course, they'll probably want to get that situated before they put pen to paper for Johnsson and Kapanen, just in case they have to switch a couple dollar amounts to make everything fit. But it looks like those deals are pretty well done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. Thank you all for watching the videos today. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.